Hello guys, well I'm back again for the next part. So I've sewn bits and pieces together, and as you can see it's, it doesn't quite fit here and here, but I've pinned it down. It doesn't really, I'm not too worried about that. It doesn't really matter because once we sew the edges down it'll be alright. But here, there's only this tiny little bit here that doesn't quite fit, and I was either going to put this bit down in the corner, which I think is nice. I've got that piece here as well, which I was just thinking, actually maybe I ought to do it this way, just give it a bit of a fold. And then go down. Where are we? So this is how you do it if you've got a piece that doesn't quite fit, but you need to get it to fit. Fold it, see, in that way it hasn't got that raw edge. Okay, so I'm going to stick that on later, but I thought I'd just show you now. Got bits of thread everywhere. Where is it? Here we go. So I picked out some colours, these bits and pieces that I want to use just to sew it down. So I've pinned it down and I'm going to sew it, just do a running stitch along there. Doesn't have to go all the way through. So we're just going to come in like that. That's from the back. And this is how we're just going to, doesn't have to go all the way through to the back, as long as it's, see, you won't see it there, but you know that it's going to be held down because it's pretty thick, so it won't always go all the way through, but just thought I'd do a bit of a running stitch, and that's why I like to do the running stitch of putting it together and then doing this stitch here, because that way it will hold it onto the actual, the wadding or the bit of blanket that you've got. So I was thinking of making up some kits with pieces and some blanket, because I've got some spare blanket and I think it'd be nice, actually I'll wait on there, to make up some little kits with a blanket, and you can make yourself a little pouch, or you can make yourself a pin cushion, or you can needlebook, whatever. So I just thought if I put a pack with some bits and pieces in there, some lace and some coordinating fabrics. See, this is sort of almost like two pouches. Like these go really well together, but then this is definitely the blues. So it'll be, it's going to be different each side, whereas if I got something I'd probably add coordinating fabrics. So as in either have, all fabrics that are going to work like that, and you need a bit of like breathing fabric, something like that, plain, bits that are fairly plain like that, so that you can embellish it with your lace and bits and pieces. Okay, probably take this one out now. So just sort of give it a bit of a running stitch, which adds decorative element to it, but also holds it down. So there's a fair bit of running stitch in this process, which is a, you know, pretty basic stitch, and you don't have to be perfect, which is all good. Now I'm going to finish it off. And then maybe use this green in another section. I was thinking of maybe using a reddy colour on that red. There's a couple of red pieces. See, it's come through a little bit. You wait your turn. You're coming on soon enough. So, I could probably start it here. And then I'll work my way to here, and then I can go around there then. So it's always nice doing this bit where we are getting the piece down so you can remove pins. Okay, up. I've got some nice elements to add to it. I've got from the kit too. I like that, and I really like that. And I still think that's this and this bit, which is from one of the other pieces, the only piece of fabric I've got left. So I pretty much utilised it all. Perfect size and a perfect amount of fabric to go. Oop. And 10. So yeah, nice and easy and quick, because it doesn't have to go all the way through. Just enough that it sits in it. And then stay. Probably take that out now. Give that a bit more breathing space. So as you can see, they're not all perfectly straight running stitches. And then go here, down and up. Okay. It does pull, but it's all good. I'll give this a little bit of it. And then once that's sewed down there and there, it's all good. Okay. What I may need to do before I do that is get a bit of this. Okay. This has proven to be quite good, this stuff. Well, that'll do. I'm using the thinner needle to do the running stitch, so now what I'm going to do is stitch this down Notice I've taken it off. We don't want it to be, you know, caught in that, because we're going to be stitching that later. So I'm just showing you when there's a little bit and it just needs to fit. This is how you put it on. Okay, now get rid of this. Oop. Put that on the other side for now. And what we're going to do, not quite, is all, hold that down there. Okay, that's going to go like this, and that's going to be folded over, just given a okay. Then I might come out a little bit more, because it seems to be okay. So I'm just going to slip stitch this down. Knew that would happen. It's always that way. Murphy's Law, eh? Okay. Come on. Try and do it just a little, just catching it. Because I've got to come up with the green. Okay. Can feel it. It's going toward the end. Yep. Okay, we'll go down. Just give it a bit of a catch. And it wasn't quite long enough. Needed that little bit of extra fabric on there to cover the end, even though it will have a join on there. Okay, what I'm going to do is just, where are my scissors? There. Tiny little bit. There we go. That's not worth keeping that bit. Okay, now okay, throw them away. Probably get rid of some of those little rough edges. Okay, now we're back on track. That's just enough to go down. Get my little thing on there, and then go, because this is green as well, we're going to go up and down on here. Okay. Oh, got to be so careful. It is fairly quick. What I might do, you've got the drift of what you need to do, and you do it both sides. If you want to, you can do a bit more fancier, fancier patterns, but I want to put some bits and pieces on top for now. This is just it's holding it down and getting rid of the pins, and then I'm going to come back with you know, all the embellishment parts. So I will be back. See how it's sort of, you know, it's pulling there. I've got to pull that over a bit, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about it because it's going to have the edging. So I'll come back once all the bits and pieces, see, have been sewn down. Okay, I'll just pause. Actually, I might stop and then start again. Okay, well, I am back again, and I've done all the stitching all around. Only a few moments have gone for you, but the camera's been off for a little while. I've sort of gone out and had a cuppa, did the stitching, and now I am back. I'm just going to sit down. It's almost like one side's in this colour and then the other side sort of in the greens. I did sort of mainly just use these two, green and pink, even though that's red. I just went around it. You know, still hasn't quite reached there, but that's fine because we're going to have another piece. Okay, now hang down. I'm just going to go get something. I might pause it. I should have grabbed this before. This has been made with a blanket, and that was from the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, and I didn't have, like, I made that one from a bit that was folded, like we're going to make this one. Whereas the other pieces that I've done, they've been 2 bits. So, you know, if you've got a piece of, say, something like this, I found this, you've got a piece of wadding, whatever, that won't be big enough to make one long piece, just say that this isn't, you can just cut it into 7 by 8, and you can do 2 pieces. Most of the ones that I've made have been 2 pieces because they're different each side. Even the Sherry Iris one, she makes 2 pieces. So, but because I had that like that, and I thought, I wonder if I could do it, and it's sort of the way it's being stitched, it still works out. I wonder if it sits as well. It sits a little better when it's 2 pieces, so that's probably why she's done it. I don't know, but yeah, I'm just going to do it like that. Okay, so I have finished stitching all that in the background, so it just sort of keeps it together. Now I'm making this piece based on all the bits and pieces that I got from what's it called, Eleanor and Ruby. Keep on thinking Eleanor and Pearl. I think there's a Pearl and Ruby on Instagram as well. So that's Eleanor and Ruby. Okay, we'll put that down there. I've got this. Now I'm thinking if I put that on there, I wanted to have it on there. It does cover some of the bits and pieces. You can see it through there, which is good. I was wanting to use the doilies and stuff that I got from you know, from her, the Eleanor and Ruby. So I found some other doilies, and I rather like this one because the colours go so good, but then once again you lose that. So I was looking at something like this where you still see that. So if that got stitched down, you're still seeing, see, this gets completely covered and it's quite pretty, whereas if you've got that, you're still seeing a little bit of that piece. I sort of want to keep it in the middle. And it just seems a shame to have it. But I do want to use the piece, that's the thing. So I wonder if I can just use it on one side. See a little bit of it there. Oh, this is where we're at the embellishing stage. I wonder if you can have that like that on the top. That's rather pretty. You're still seeing that, but I do like that too, but you see that through the bottom. But I kind of like having that because it's you know, like a breathing colour. So let's have a look what it would look like if I did it that way as well, like just that little piece on the top. Might cut it in half and have it sitting on the top, because I do want to use these bits and pieces. We will see. Okay. This bit here, like that will stay along there. We've got these. I do love these bits. Just so pretty. But I do love that too, like it goes so beautifully with both of them. So pretty. Really does look good, but it just seems such a shame. So you sort of think, does it go better with this one? Maybe we can just have just a little bit, and then maybe we just attach it so that you can flip it up. It is pretty. Because I do really love that. I do want to add little bits and pieces. She's got the rickrack, and just to show you what you can do. See, I quite like that is going to go on this side, I think. I may use, so what we're doing is going to go half and half, and I'm going to cut this in half, I think. And have that there. Okay. So I'll just stitch it on there somehow. I might even just stitch it there. It does seem a shame. There's my rocks being hidden, but that's okay. We've got this one here, and maybe I'll just do small half, because I was wanting to do, see this little bit has come off. I was going to stitch it on. I was going to do that up there, but that might look good there. So I think it's really pretty. Yeah, we're going to cut her off. Okay. Where's my scissors? Okay, so each part has got their individual piece, and at least I know that this is from the original part. What I am going to do is fix this because it bothers me. I'm just going to get this, put that underneath, catch it, do a couple of little stitches. And at least it's down. Okay. Now, got these little bits too, and I've also got that. This probably lends itself more to the white side. That's why I think, look at this, so bent. That would look better up here. So I'll probably just stitch that down. Now I'm also going to, I'm thinking of the inside, and I found some of this, but I've also found this, which surprisingly goes quite well and I think would work. And surprisingly, it goes all right with that side too, because it's got the greens and all that kind of stuff. But I think it might be a little bit busy. So I've found this, which is sort of, you know, it's probably just the plain for in the inside. I've also found this, but I was thinking I might even use that from the Journal of Stitchery. But because, yeah, I'll show you what I mean. Like, I'll open up this. So I've got to make the backing, the inside, the same size as what this is. And it works okay, but then see, so I'd have to put something behind it. So that won't work, and it's a bit thin, as you can see, whereas this is a little, even though it's white, it's thicker. And I think that would make a really good inside. You can sort of see the backing a little bit, but I think that's probably the better choice. And then maybe I might use some of this again, like I used on what did I use it on? Another piece, and so it's this old French, and I think that would work on there, and then it would work on there. Yeah, so by the time I iron this out, I'll use this as a binding. Yeah, very, very old. What I might do, well, I've got it here, I'm going to cut it because it's yeah, it's quite vintage, and if I don't cut it and I tear it, it'll probably more than likely get wrecked. So oh yeah, that's where I did it. I'll put it on here, that one. So might as well use it and cut it while I'm thinking of it. Needs a good iron. I think there should be enough for both lots, I'm hoping. Oh, this scissors is so stiff. Okay. I can probably still utilise some of these little bits. So raggedy. Okay. Yeah. have some more somewhere else in this lot. Honestly, don't think I've got enough for 2. Unless I unpick this and stitch it on. There we go. There we go. That might work on that too, so we'll see how we go. Okay, I think that it's going to work. I do love, you know, because this is pink and green, and that's what this is, pink and green. So, okay. So what else are we going to do? We're going to, I think I will stick that there. I'm going to, where's that? Here it is. I really do like the Sherry Iris threads that I've got here. So I think I'm going to use some of those pretty ones that I got from her. Where are we? There's that one. Where's the last one? Here we go. They're just so lovely. That's not bad either. That's purples though. So, what colour do I stitch this on with? That one or that one? Go up here. A little bit of stuff there. I could probably just, the only thing is it takes up so much of it. Where something like that might be just that little bit prettier. You know, that way you've got a little bit of that. Then you've got that, and you can see this. Whereas I'm thinking, okay, oh, we've got this as well. Yeah. I'm going to put the whites on here. And then I've got this, and we've got that. Here's a slight pinky colour, which I'm thinking may go nicely across the bottom there. But then some of it's going to get pinched in along there. But that it will sit on there probably. I might as well utilise that. Okay. Looks pretty with that. Put it on top or underneath, I think, like that. With small pins. Okay, so this is the embellishing stage. Now, you can sew it together. By hand, but I think it would be easier to do by machine, like as in sewing, you know, the box pouch and everything together. Okay, are we going to do that? I do kind of like that. That might be nice to sort of sit there and have that going across. Okay. Well, that's pretty too. Oh, where's that other piece? Okay. There's a couple of pieces that I hadn't used that peachy one. And I've got the ribbon as well. Like this is from the Sherry Iris, not the Sherry Iris, the Eleanor and Ruby. And here's this piece as well. Might be kind of nice, rather than having, even though it is that, I kind of like the writing, whereas my one, oh, this is 200. Where's my one? Up here. SE. Quite scrawly. Kind of like it. I'm going to put it on there because that's what I got with it. So, having it going underneath. What do you think, eh? I like utilising what I got in the packs. Going to use this one with the other side. I've got this as well. Pretty thick, but I kind of like it. Okay. What I'll do is I'm going to pin that. Have that going like this. Pin that. And then I'll put that over the top. I think that should be what I need for that side. Give me a look. What does it look like? Well, that's pretty. So by the time you see it, it'll be like that. I'm actually thinking maybe to go underneath. Wouldn't mind doing like something on there like this, you know, like a flower or something like that, or a button. So we'll just see, leave that there. Okay, and we'll turn it around. And we've got this. Go up. See how this is more. I'm gonna fold that over. Don't know. Love that. You know what? I'm going to keep that for my my quilt. Oh, I've got this too. My gathered pieces. That's so cute. Definitely needs that. I wonder if you could put something up there, but that's more like that. Have it over that flower. I don't know, I kind of like the flower where it is. It's got that little bit of yellow, but yellow's more greens. Do we have this going up by the time we've got the thing on that? Here we go. What do you think? What else we got? Got a bit of pink here too. Oh, that looks quite nice just there. I like that. Okay, because we'll have it finishing there because that bit will be tucked in, I think. Another little piece. Okay. I think by the time it has that thing, you really don't need much more there. That looks nice. Sort of balances it out from the other side. If I did the leaf on that side and the rose on the other side. What do you think? Have it going in here, or have it more individual like that. That little piece could be used for something else. Oh, I'm too structured. Shocking. I am shocked. I've got these little pieces. I've got this. You can't use everything on there just because you've got it there. Doesn't mean you have to use everything. I'm thinking I might go with that, which is the right way. I might do it that way because that side seems to have a bit of mark on there. Okay. So we'll stitch that down. We will I'm going to do that. So we'll stitch that there. Okay, so at this point it is just embellishing. So when you see me it next, hopefully all these will be stitched down. So there we go. You know, it's got that little raw edge thing happening there. Okay, I think that should be enough. I think what we've got on there is quite nice, and that's quite nice too. That way you still see I love that part, and you know, you're not taking away from this. And I'm going to stitch that down. I do think do I just have it underneath and maybe have two, or just one, and we cut it. We'll see in a minute. Stitch it down. like that. And then there's just sort of something French about that. I kind of like it. Have the rickrack going underneath. And that, and either there. No, I think it's going to go over the top. Yep, I think that's it. Oh, it's so sweet. And we can save these beautiful pieces for something else. It's too much. We've got enough. You can't put everything on there. Got some extra pieces. I might, you know, this is really nice too, but just a bit too much of everything. So, okay, there we go. So what I'll do is I will proceed to stitch stuff down. Now is that, where's my little thingy? Yeah. So the next video will be cutting up the piece, the inner piece. So basically what you need to do is, you know, you open up what the measurements of the open bit are. Wait a minute. Put this down. You cut out that size, because that's going to be in the middle. So, but I'll do that in the next piece. When you see me again, all these pieces will be stitched down. That's why you've got to make sure. See, like if that was one piece, that would look really weird because that's upside down. But we know we're going to be having two sides. Yeah, I'm going to put that on there. I kind of like it. Okay, guys. Well, I will catch you in the next part, which shouldn't be too far away. I want to, you know, film it fairly close, so I might film that next part tomorrow. And then you'll get it probably, you know, the next day or whatever. Okay, guys, thank you very much. I will catch you in the next part. Thanks for watching. Bye.